When I was looking over the readings, the verse that really spoke to me was, "Come to me, all you who labor and are burdened, and I will give you rest." Come to me, all you who are labored and burdened, and I will give you rest. And that's all of us. We all labor, we all are burdened, we all suffer, whether it's physically or mentally or emotionally or some combination of those, we all labor. And Jesus calls all of us to come to him. Everybody who labors, to come to him. And that's a peaceful, brings us peace, just having that invitation to come to Jesus. I mean, he understands what labor is for us because he labored when he was on earth. He understands what suffering we go through because he suffered when he was on earth. And so when we're going through labor or suffering, it brings us great peace to have someone come in and understand what we're going through, understand the situation we're in. And so just knowing that, it's a tremendous peace that comes to us. But there's a caveat that Jesus gives with that. He says, "Take my yoke upon you and learn from me." Well, we're looking for rest, and we're supposed to take on a yoke. And so it's kind of counterintuitive. When I think of a yoke, I think of, a mule or an ox, something pulling a plow with an apple around its shoulders. And I think of a lot of work as that animal pulls the plow through. And so I said, well, how is that going to bring us rest? And then I've got the wrong image. The image is put on God's yoke of love. Now, when we work, when we suffer, always have God with us. I've often heard it preached, or a couple of times anyway, where it's a double yoke. There's room for two. And Jesus is pulling one side of the yoke, and we're supposed to be pulling the other. So Jesus is always with us. He also says, learn from me. And learning is a lot of work. We spend years in school. Students go through a lot of work to get their various degrees. But he says, learn from me, for I am meek and humble of heart. So Jesus is saying, imitate him, his meekness and his humility. And that'll bring us a spiritual peace inside of us if we imitate his meekness and his humility. He's telling us this is the way to go if you want to find rest. And so today, we ought to ask God that we could accept his yoke of love around us, and we should ask him to give us the graces so that we can be meek and humble of heart, so we can have that spiritual peace inside which brings us true rest.